Pastor Chooks Obina Ogoye. Pastor Chooks is the lead pastor of Resurrection Life Church in Johannesburg. He is a passionate teacher and preacher of the Word of God and has been blessed by God with the uncanny ability and gift to explain and unpack deep and complex spiritual truths in very easy to understand and apply formats. Pastor Chooks has been involved and active in marketplace ministries. He's an entrepreneur and business consultant with an avid passion for raising other entrepreneurs and business leaders. He has taught and facilitated many leadership and entrepreneurship courses and seminars. He is the host of broadcast programs on Facebook, YouTube, and several podcast channels. Living the Life with Pastor Chooks, The Amazing Power of Woman. Thank God it's Friday.
Good evening. It's another Friday. It's Thank God it's Friday. It's our time when we hang out and share wisdom on relationships. All kinds of relationships. Welcome, welcome. We are on for some good time tonight. All right, tonight I want to deal with something I started last week. We're talking about building biblically healthy emotional connections. We started that thought last week, and I think I shared how to establish an emotional connection with somebody. Okay, we said that there's no relationship if there is no emotional connection. If the relationship has no emotional connection, it's just a business transaction. But if a relationship is going to be beneficial to the people in the relationship, there is that emotional component. That's what makes relationship, that you can say that you are connected with somebody. You are, in a relationship with someone. There's that connection. So I want to share today the signs of a healthy emotional connection. Yeah, the signs of a healthy emotional connection. How do you know that you have a healthy emotional connection with somebody? There are times when, somebody says they are interested in you, but you can pick it somewhere. You can feel that something is dry about this. Something is not, is not connecting properly. And I want to give you signs that you can, when you see them, you know that the relationship is going in the right direction, that there is proper emotional connection. And sometimes, you see, the devil actually wants you to mess up the process of building, solid, stable emotional connection. Because if there is no solid, stable emotional connection, there will not be a solid, stable relationship. Let me say it again. If there is no solid, stable emotional connection, there is not going to be a solid, stable relationship. So it's important that you understand this thing about emotional connection. If God is showing you somebody, a brother there or a sister there, one of the ways to know that you are moving in the right direction is to observe how the emotional connection is growing, how the emotional connection is developing. So I want to give you the signs so that when you see these things, you know you're going in the right direction. And if you're not seeing these things, then you know what to pray. Okay, there are things that are not coming through. I need to, deal with it. I need to pray through it and have these things, move forward so that the relationship can truly connect, so that you can, move the relationship to the next level and to the next level and to the next level. All right. Signs of a healthy emotional connection. Number one, you care about each other's desires and needs. You notice that this person actually cares about you. He cares about what you desire and what you need. This person truly, genuinely cares about it. In other words, they are not indifferent to your needs. They are not indifferent to your desires. They are not indifferent to your aspirations. If somebody is not showing, concern concerning your needs, your desires, your aspirations, the emotional connection is going to be weak. Okay, so that's one. You care about each other's desires and needs. All right. Number two, you will feel comfortable sharing openly your values, your beliefs, and your dreams with each other. You feel comfortable to share. If someone it shows you, and they're not really interested to know you. They're not interested to know your values. They're not interested to know your beliefs. There won't be that emotional connection. It's the shared values, the shared beliefs, the shared dreams. You feel like this person is inviting you into their life. By the way they open up and they tell you about themselves, and they tell you about what they care about. They tell you about what moves them, what drives them, what motivates them. They tell you about the things they're working towards, where they're going. Those are the things that give you indications that there is an emotional connection being formed here. If you are relating with someone and you don't know anything about their future, you don't know anything about their aspirations, you don't know anything about where they're going, don't know anything about their belief systems, what they care about, the things that are important to them, then you know that, they are gaslighting you. They are gaslighting you. All right, let me give you number 3. You don't just feel each other, you really listen. You listen to each other. So you find this person truly listens to you. This person listens to what you are saying and what you are not saying. They can hear your heart. They can hear the motives behind, your reasoning. That's one of the ways that you know that, okay, I'm connecting emotionally with this person. They really listen to you. They really hear you at a deeper level. Okay? So active listening demonstrates a real emotional connection. Active listening. If you're talking to someone and then they goof off, you're talking to someone and you're sharing things that are important to you, but you can feel it even from their body language that they're not listening to you. Their mind is gone. They're not paying attention. You know that the emotional connection is weak. And what I'm teaching today, it also happens, even in marriage. You'll notice that your spouse is not hearing what you're saying. He's not paying attention. You know that they're emotionally disconnected. They're emotionally gone somewhere else. And those are signs, that you need to become aware and begin to work on something and begin to try and salvage the relationship. Because once a relationship loses emotional connection, it's going to die. There are people who are in marriages and they've lost emotional connection, and the one partner has gone this way, the other partner has gone that way. They're no longer connecting emotionally. And this thing was happening over a period of time, and they didn't watch it. They didn't see it coming. And before you know it, it's now 2 years, 3 years, and they've gone their separate ways. Their heart has drifted apart. The emotional connection is no longer there. So these are signs. These are signs. Okay? So number 4. Let's go number 4. You know each other deeply. You know this person deeply. You know how their mind works. You know how their heart works. You know what they would do. You know what they would opt for, how they would react and respond to what. Your sharing gets deeper and deeper over time, leading to mutual trust, leading to mutual respect, leading to deep understanding. That's actually what a relationship is about. That this person deeply trusts you, and you can trust them, and that you can rely on them, you can count on them, that you have their respect and they respect you. There's deep understanding, about your feelings and about the things that are important to you. They respect it. They don't ignore you. They don't roughshod your feelings and just do what they want to do. No. You can see that they care about you. They care about the things that are important to you. So this is a sign of deep emotional connection. This person truly cares about you. All right. Number 5. You are interested in each other's hobbies, even if it's not, your thing. I'll give you a story. There was once, a couple. A lady, these guys have been married for maybe 8 years or so at the time, and this woman kept on complaining that the husband had become addicted to a certain sports, and this sports takes him away from Friday, the whole weekend, and he's just enjoying himself in this sports and so on. And she said this sports is ruining their marriage. This sports is ruining their marriage. I said to her, why don't you volunteer to even go with him? He said, but it's not my thing. I don't like it. I say, I know you don't like it, but you like your husband. So why don't you just accompany him one of these Saturday sports and just hang out with him and just watch him enjoy that sport and just go with him to the stadium. Just go. And she took me up on it. And so a certain Saturday, she went with him. And they spent the whole day at this place. And then when I saw them on Sunday and I asked her, how did it go? She said, you know what? I actually enjoyed it. It was so good to see my husband happy, to see him enjoying the sport. And, I had to loosen up and be part of, and I truly enjoyed it. And it really, made him happy that I could come with him, that I could, sit with him and say, see, this is building your marriage. So why don't you just sacrificially invest in that sports? Buy him a jersey well, for the team that he supports, and just be a supporter just because your husband is in that fan club. Just be part of it. These are different ways to build connection with somebody. I remember once, there was a certain, when we first arrived in South Africa, and there was a brother, who was very kind to us, and I was growing a relationship with this brother and his family and so on. And this brother was into motorsports. And I remember, I had never been to a racing event before. And then he invited me to come with him to a racing event because he was into motorsports. And I went with him to Kyalami, the Grand Prix arena in Kyalami. I remember, when we were still doing motorsports and racing there. I don't think they do that anymore these days. So I went with him, and I spent a whole day with him, just watching people race with racing Formula One cars and so on. And those things were so loud and so fast. I've never seen. I used to see them on television. I never saw them in real life. And this was my first time, and I really enjoyed it. But what it did was it built our friendship. It just built our friendship. Just being able to hang out around a certain sport. I remember another friend of mine who was into motorbikes. He's the one who even got me interested in motorbikes. I even had to go and buy a biker's jacket and so on and so forth. Hobbies can create emotional connections. That's what I'm saying. Hobbies can create emotional connections. So if you're wanting to build with somebody, invest in their hobby. Just get involved with them. And you may be surprised that you will like the hobby. Or just for the sake of the relationship you're trying to build, get involved. Get involved. It helps build emotional connection. Right, let me keep going. And number six, knowledge of little details. When you are interested in somebody, you are genuinely interested in their life. You know little things, little details about their lives, their strengths, their weaknesses. You build emotional connection because it helps to build intimacy, trust, and familiarity. I'm not using familiarity in a negative way, but in a positive way. So the details you know about their family members, their children, their parents, and all these other things, it makes the person want to trust you more. That you actually took time. You remember their mother's birthday. You remember their father's birthday. You remember their sons or their daughters' birthdays and things, like little details about their lives. Remember important dates in their lives. The day their mother died, the day little things. These showing knowledge of these little details makes somebody connect with you emotionally. Yeah. I know, how many people that I've connected with just because I remember their name, or I remember the name of their son, or the name of their daughter, or the name of, their alma mater, or the name of, something that they belong to, and so on. The knowledge of little details about somebody helps you connect with them. So if you are wanting to build a relationship with somebody, be deliberate and intentional to connect with them on the little details of their lives. Be deliberate and intentional. When they're telling you things that are important to them, pay attention and listen and for those details and note them, because those are the things that help you create emotional connection. All right, number 7, no judgments. You know, in a relationship where you know you can be yourself without being judged, you can share your failures without being judged, you can share your idiosyncrasies without being judged. It's not scary to be yourself around this person. It's not scary to be yourself around this person. You know that you can put yourself out and they will understand you, they will catch you, they would give you some space. You know, when we are in a space where we know that we are accepted, we are not judged, you know, there's an emotional bonding that is created right there. And these are the things that make up a solid relationship. Make up a solid. When I think about the people who are very good friends of mine and that we built deep relationships over time, one of the very powerful elements is this issue that you are not afraid to be yourself. You know, and in relationships where you are walking on eggshells and you can't open up and you can't, you know, talk about things, the emotional connection is very, very thin. There's no deep relationship. How you know there's a deep relationship is the fact that you can be free to be yourself and you're not afraid of being judged. Even when you are silly, even when you have made mistakes, you're not afraid of being judged because this person will understand it. They may not agree with it, but they will not judge you. They will not slam you over the head. They may actually rebuke, you know, or correct, you know, whatever it is. But they will do it in love. They will do it in such a way that you don't feel undermined, you don't feel belittled, you don't feel ostracized. You don't feel like they lose respect for you. That's the thing. You know that your respect is still intact, even though you have made a mistake, even though you have fallen, even though you've said things, you know, that went the wrong way with them. But you know that they still love you and respect you. That's one of the signs that emotional connections are forming there. All right, let me give you another one. How you handle conflicts and disagreements. You handle conflicts and disagreements very well. See, it's normal and natural that there will be disagreements. It's how the disagreement is processed. It's how the conflict is processed. That's what matters. But the two people will disagree, of course. We are two different people. We see lives from two different perspectives. So it's expected that there will be disagreement. But how we process the disagreement, you know, we can choose to agree to disagree. In other words, conflict does not lead to personal attack. You start attacking the person, attack their person, you hit them and call them stupid and call them irresponsible and call them mean. And no. You don't allow the disagreement to get into, where you're attacking the person. No, we can choose to disagree on something. And we have respect for each other, even though we don't agree on this point. In fact, some of my best relationships are relationships where I can say, you know what, dude, I don't agree. And it's okay, I don't agree. And the person doesn't feel offended. It doesn't feel, that I don't agree with that. Doesn't shift anything about our commitment to our relationship. There are some people who are so immature. The moment you disagree with them, they feel you have rejected them. They feel you have rejected. There are people who are like that. Just to disagree with them, they feel you have rejected them. Because you rejected an idea they brought, they equate the idea to their person, and then they conclude you've rejected them because you rejected their idea. No, that's immaturity. I can reject your idea and still accept you as a person. So you don't have to, fight and cry or start attacking my person because I rejected an idea that you brought on the table. So maturity is the ability to, I disagree, but I still love you. You're still my friend. We can still have a good time. In fact, we can change topic and life continues. And nobody is sore. Nobody Nobody is sore and angry and bruised because an idea was not processed or was not accepted. No, we can just, you know what, let's leave that matter. We don't agree. And we pick up something else and we carry on. It takes maturity to be able to do that. That's what creates emotional bonding. You know, that I can disagree with you on the subject and we still remain friends. The atmosphere is not fouled because I disagreed with you. All right. Number 9, you are sympathetic to their experiences. You are sympathetic to their experiences. So when things happen to them, they can count on you to understand where they are coming from, where they are, and what has happened. These are signs of a healthy relationship. And if you're hearing me tonight and you check in your relationship, some of these things are not so strong. Those are areas that you need to strengthen in your relationship. Because a solid relationship must have these, structures. They must have these poles, as it were, these pillars in the relationship. Okay, you are sympathetic and they are sympathetic to your experiences. They understand where you're coming from. They understand your pain. They understand your discomfort. They understand your idiosyncrasy. They don't have to necessarily agree with it, but they understand it and they are open and willing to show you and share with you their perspective on the matter. And if you disagree on it, it doesn't affect the relationship. We just know that we've agreed to disagree and we move on the areas where we agree. That's what makes a relationship so solid. All right, so let me give you number 10. My time is really flying. There is an equal effort from build the relationship. There is equal effort from both sides. It's very exhausting to be in a relationship where you are making all the efforts. The other person is not making the effort. The other person is not bringing anything to the party. You are the one making all the efforts. You're the one it's like what happens in marriage, where the one person is the one initiating intimacy and the other person never does it. It becomes tiring. So there has to be an equal effort on both sides to invest in the relationship. That's what creates emotional bonding. I want this thing as much as they want it. And you can see this person wants me as much as I want them. That's what builds bonding. But when you are in a relationship, only one person is looking for the other person never looks for the relationship is one-sided. And there's something about one-sided relationship. I've done a previous episode talking about one-sided love. When it's one-sided, it's not fulfilling. So don't if you're really not interested in the relationship, then make it clear. So the person is not investing from one side and then you're not reciprocating. It's just one-sided relationship does not create emotional bonding. That's number 10. Number 11, you feel seen, heard, and understood. You feel seen, you feel heard, you feel understood by this person. Yeah? So you know that they understand where you're coming from. They understand what you're trying to say or what you're trying to do. They can even anticipate you. They can preempt your actions or preempt your thoughts. All right. And then the last one, and that's where I'm going to park tonight. You know yourself well. How can you build emotional connection when you don't know you? You know you well. And because you know you well, you know how to handle you and you know how to open you to connect with someone else because you can handle you well. If you don't know you well, you don't know, what triggers your emotions, what excites you, what irritates you, if you don't know you well, you will not be able to build with anybody. You need to know you well and have a good handle on yourself. Be able to manage your emotions. Because you know you well, you're able to manage your emotions. So you're not always getting angry. You just get angry and then you just scatter. You just get angry, you just walk off. You get angry, you just... That's not how you build, deeply with someone. You cannot always be getting angry. You need to know you well and know how to manage yourself and know how to calm yourself down and know how to, even though you're upset, you don't have to show it. You don't have to blow up. You don't have to, always be angry. Always being angry, you cannot build any relationship with anybody. Because you're always angry. What is wrong? Nothing. But you're angry. Really. Those what I call stonewalling. You stonewall this person, so this person doesn't have a way of connecting with you deeply because they don't know what is wrong. They don't know what is irritating you. They don't know what is angering you. You don't know. So how can you build deeply with somebody when you are just, a mystery box? No. All right. I hope I dropped something worthwhile for you. Think about it, listen to this teaching again, and review relationships that are important in your life and see if these pillars are there. If these pillars are there, are you seeing signs? And that will tell you that you are moving in the right direction. You need solid, biblically balanced emotional connection to build formidable relationships with anybody. All right, good night. God bless you. See you next Friday for another edition of Thank God It's Friday. Till then, enjoy the weekend. Let this weekend be one weekend where God is glorified in all that you do. Look forward to seeing you in church on Sunday. I pray for a beautiful, beautiful, blessing-packed weekend for you. Good night. God bless you.
The Single Ladies Bootcamp is a program for single ladies from all ages and backgrounds, run by Pastor Chuks and Toyi Nogoye. Many unmarried women are frustrated, either sitting on the singles bench or struggling in difficult relationships. Why the vicious cycle? Are relationships supposed to be frustrating, painful, hurtful, often going nowhere for years? Women start questioning the existence of good men and of love itself. Some even come to the point of giving up on the idea of marriage altogether. The Single Ladies Bootcamp is run over a weekend, and throughout the sessions, ladies are able to explore and learn the principles that govern relationships and biblical standards for relationships. The Single Ladies Bootcamp also teaches how to attract what you are looking for, as well as answering the questions: is there anything wrong with being single? Why do you really want to get married? Why are you not married yet? How do I find a husband? How do I deal with the frustration of waiting to be found? These are all valid questions that single women ask themselves and often break themselves down in trying to answer them. The Single Ladies Bootcamp will answer all those questions and more, giving women a change in perspective, direction, and hope for the future. Pastor Chuks and Toyi Nogoye are the lead pastors at Resurrection Life Church, Johannesburg, where they place a strong emphasis on family and relationships. Their expertise on relationships has helped hundreds of singles and couples over the years build strong and lasting relationships, and/or fixing broken ones through their Singles Ignition seminars, Single Ladies Bootcamp, marriage seminars, workshops, and conferences. They are the founders of the Power of Woman Academy and the conveners of the annual Power of Woman Conference. Pastor Chuks is the author of the best-selling book, The Amazing Power of Woman. Pastor Chuks and Toyin have been married for over 20 years, and it is their many years of experience in building their own marriage and in third-party marriage interventions that has equipped them with vital wisdom that they put together in these events. For more information, visit www.slbc.co.za or WhatsApp 081 421 0835.